These beats are the purest. These beats are the purest.
beats are the purest. Prove it.
Hello everybody and welcome on in to the Aurora Overwatch Clash Week 2 matchup between the Loch, Ness, Nessies, and Tortuga Team 2. We have got ourselves kind of a banger match here. Both teams going 1-0-5 map series last week, so one team's going to take an L, one team will remain undefeated moving in here until we waste our first map. But of course, I'll be your play-by-play caster, Booney, and joining me is going to be the Immaculate Angel. And Angel, we've got ourselves kind of an unknown match here. Tortuga Team 2 going up to 5 against the random Jimmies, and then the Loch Ness Nessies going to 5 last week as their match as well. So both teams looking for a more convincing victory here as power rankers are getting ready to be made.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting series. Both these teams are kind of prided on the opposite, going to preseason power rankings. They're kind of both prided on, opposite side of the power rankings. Nessies were prided to be, one of the top teams, potentially, going like an 11-3 season, that kind of thing, just absolutely dominant. And then the side of the Tortuga Team 2 is kind of prided to be a little bit lower on the standings, but both teams going 1-0, map 5 series, based on information we have, this should be a really good match, so we'll have to see.
And lol W, I did forget to change the in-game graphics, but I'll do that real quick as we go into City Center as our first point. I say every time I go into Oasis, but it's one of my favorite control maps because it's one of those maps in the game that I think you can play almost any kind of meta on different points of the map. It's never a very strong one comp only kind of map, so I really like that for Oasis, especially going in Overwatch 2 here, our first really big season. The big patch just dropped, so not stuck on recent hog hell. So a lot of teams can play and kind of show different styles here. The prefers the die you can play it here, or the brawl works as well. So I like Oasis. I don't know about you, but
yeah, I like Oasis. Each map has kind of predominantly powerful composition. This one typically leans towards the dive. However, we do see the side of the Nessies teasing a little bit of rolling out, a little bit of a Reinhardt comp. So we'll have to see what they do with it.
Definitely a new look on City Center. We don't see it very often in the brawler style, like you said, but the Mega Control is going to be really head in favor here of the Reinhardt comp, as we do have a dive from Vikos, but Flomdog aimed up, forced to retreat, but Vind is very aggressive right now in the back, but Cupcake's already found Flom, so it's a good start here for the side of the Tortuga Team 2 as they get that first pick, but supports looking trade out right now. Cupcake, though, on a rampage, has found 2 already here, and now the Rhine's on the high ground, forced to drop to the point to take on this Winston, but now right up to the safety of that high ground is going to go Yoda, but this point is still out in the open right now. Nobody really taking a huge advantage as Flomdog has returned to the fight. Yoda gets that pin in, gets pinned by Vind, and there you have it. I think finally we do have a lever, so we will pause after this fight.
Yeah. It looks like we are going to get a pause coming through in here. That fight was pretty interesting. Maybe Yoda kind of lagged out that fight. It did seem
Yoda
that
stood still when the Rhine pinned at him.
Okay. So yeah, we do see a lag out coming in there. Tortuga Team 2 actually had quite a big advantage going to that fight. Cupcake found 2 picks early, already has the pulse bomb built out. But then, your main tank DCing, that kind of makes the fight a little bit more difficult to win. Yoda trying to figure out how the lobby works. But coming in here, we are going to see Cupcake have this pulse bomb online. And on the side of the Nessies, all they have coming up is this Shatter. So Vin getting a lot of work done on this unconventional Ryan pick. So we'll have to see if he can land a big Shatter against this dive comp.
Alright, yeah, we're going back in here. Looks like Yoda has returned to the fight. Again, trying to figure out how Overwatch pausing works, but looks like we'll be able to select a hero and get back in this game. And we are going back to that Winston style.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. They kind of have to choose a target and dive on them. Probably the Sojourn once she uses Slide, or Kiriko once they use TP. The rest of the comp is kind of actually hard to dive, the Genji, the Lucio. Not the best dive targets, but Cupcake just getting a little point force here before the fight starts.
Cupcake just being annoying. Forces that Rhine off that high ground, so a good start for the fight here for Tortuga, as Cupcake has his pulse bomb, cool to drop it in! Not gonna find anything as Lower has that radical slide to get out of the way that pulse bomb's detonate in range. Vind used that shatter, but nobody down on the side. I believe got blocked by the bow from Yoda. Cupcake is on the point, so putting that pressure on and finds Hayden, but they're gonna trade supports, but Vikos with a double dash. Gonna find both supports, but the Tortuga flip the point in the meantime, and they're getting the picks here. Cupcake has returned to the fight, along with Dong Wangler. The DPS doing his dive, doing their job, and Yoda returned to the point, returned to the game. Gets that final blow on Vikos, and the point has flipped. Vind swapping over onto the Winston of his own.
Yeah, they make a hero swap, you know, moving off that unconventional Orion pick. Dive is just predominantly better on this point. And, you know, when you have Vic Hoffs on the Genji, you want to dive with him. Such a good player. Finds 2 picks early in that fight, but Cupcake as well as, I believe, Dongwaggler got a lot of value that fight and won it for them.
Yeah, Yoda going very aggressive right now, flying very low, forced to retreat, but will get healed up. Being up for that support charges. Dongwaggler has this blade, and no nail to go with it this time, but ready to engage. Bubble forced out early here from Vind, but Laura and Vikos being annoying right now. The Casino Rush thrown up from Hayden, but the blade is in there to put some pressure on, but Vikos returns. The Genji, flying Dongway, shining down that blade, and the Casino Rush allows this aggressive push of the Nessies to come in onto point right now. 2 picks right now. Centurion falls in the meantime. No beat built up there. Jack going down, but both supports are gone for Tortuga. Yoda, a desperation from Rage will find one, but it's a stall at this point, 55% and counting. It will be a quick flip over, but Yoda trying his darn to stay alive for as long as possible. As we do have some returning here, as Dongwager is back on the Genji and Centurion as well. I don't want to see the beat invested here, but this point capture will be delayed for quite some time here. Centurion being annoying on this Lucio right now. Just jumping around has beat potentially for a recontest. If he has enough reinforcements, he's still alive. And they do have Jack returning with that TP as well. They might look to invest the beat, actually. Never mind, Jack going down. I don't want to see the beat invested. There you go, but finally. I mean, Centurion is still alive, just running around this main pillar, and Yoda is back in the fight as well. This fight will just not end. They force the pulse on Aurora, so not the end of the world. A free like 50%, and you force on ultimate. A well done by their Tortuga Team 2.
Yeah, everyone knows that this map of whatever it's called, is City Center is a very difficult map to actually like fully cap. That's why the defensive team can usually build up, you know, 50% of that ult or that point percentage through stall, which they do force ult. So great play from them, and they'll have a big advantage coming into this fight.
Yeah, problem here. Vin's going to go aggressive here in the backline here. Does force out that Ray from Cupcake, and a big dash through from Vikos. 5-2 with the blade. They use the primal at the end there for a bit of sustain there from Vin. He's falling very low, but Vikos cleans up the hero play, the hero blade. Big dash cleans up the kills himself.
Yeah, it seems like Centurion might have gotten Ajax through his beat, you know, died during the beat cast. So great play from Vikos. He is the Pizza Pirate Genji. Absolutely insane on the Genji, you know, kind of a specialist coming in here. So it's good to see him get value. We'll have to see if he, you know, gets forced off that pick, but knowing him, I think he'll be able to make it work throughout the series.
Yeah, we're training here, though. It is last fight territory for both sides, with the ult advantage right now inside Tortuga Team 2, but Vin's going to go aggressive here and force Dongwaggler to fall very low with Dongwaggler! Dash down through and finds Laura. The Casino Rush for the re-engage here from Tortuga Team 2, keeps the team nice and healthy. Down that Tracer, they're going to lose Flamdog as well. 2 picks right now for Tortuga. And I think they're going to get this here. Vin flying very low, has no problem rage, forced to jump away, just try to stay alive as long as possible. But it looks like Jack is going to get that Suzu down just in time for Vikos to find any value. Laura has returned to the fight, but a little bit too late. And now, if they get these staggers out here, this could put Tortuga taking our first point.
Yeah, then the team of the Nessies need to get a last-second touch coming in here. Vin should be able to force it, but, you know, if Laura gets killed early, he's the only one with the pulse bomb. Hayden coming up, but they can't even touch! Vin tried to greed and keep the, you know, jump cooldown available, you know, to maybe live after he gets the touch, but just inches away from the point, wasn't able to touch him. That's going to be point 1 going to the side of Tortuga Team 2.
Yeah, that goes back to using a lot of ultimates in that fight before, like using that Primal Rage. It wasn't necessary when Vikos got through with the blade. You know, he could have sustained a little longer there on that last fight, used it for a touch, so just some micro mistakes coming out of the Nessies right now, but a close match so far, 9-9-9-9. You know, you saw the Nessies going to map 5 against the Red Pandas, I believe, a very highly regarded team, and then the Tortuga Team 2 going to 5 against the Jimmies, not the most highly regarded team in the league right now. Could turn around this weekend, but, you know, seeing both these teams come out here looks like a very even match so far, potentially not with power rankings and prejudice thought going in here.
Yeah, it turns out power rankings early season always tend to be wrong. You know, we're seeing some
shapeshifter
yeah,
songs definitely went high through the roofs, but ignoring that last fight there, they're going in here. Vin's going to go aggressive here on the re-dive, find Centurion, but Cupcakes have found that Winston, so it is a 1-for-1. Laura is high charge on the Sojourn, has that sightline, but Yoda looking to block that off here with the bubble. Some even trades coming in here, but Centurion will get back faster than Vin here. The slow orb not going to find too much value out of Laura as the bubble blocks it just in time, but Yoda falls, so Yoda's going down. Yoda! The Suzu from Jack keeps Yoda in this fight for now, as Dongwaggler forced to use that reflex very early, and Vikos capitalizes. And I mean, Cupcake has returned, but it's a very scrappy fight right now. There's like 5 different fights going in different spots, but the dive finally from Vin and Vikos on the back line. They're going to find the kills. They're going to find this point flip, as the Nessies take our first point of Gardens right now.
Yeah, they eventually end up carrying it, and they might even get a stagger onto Jack on the Kiriko. Just wasn't able to TP out in time. And if you notice, the ult charge in the DPS department, there's a significant difference going on. Vicoffs and Laura are both finding insane amount of value in that first fight. You know, getting a lot of early pressure, so great job from them getting an advantage. We'll have to see if they can continue it.
I mean, Cupcake, I called him the LeBron James of the playoffs last season because of how hard his Soldier was carrying his squad. But Vind just shut down that narrative. Takes down Dong Wangler. And without the Genji here, there's really no dive targets here for Yoda to get any assist on. Laura, though, is going to be a bit overextended there without the help of Vind. So they could turn this around, but Vicoffs and Vind go even more aggressive and find the kills. This dive DPS duo, or this dive duo, emphasis on the V in dive. I don't know, I'm trying to make it work, but they making it work, going very aggressive here. They have 5 ults to use here, 50% and counting.
Yeah, maybe you're not best analysis going on there, but you know, coming into this, they have 5 ults. Jack ended up using the Kiriko ult and dying during the cast, so that's kind of a crucial mistake. That's a very strong ultimate, which, you know, you'd like to have back, but they do have some ultimates in the bank looking to make it work.
And they're playing this very slowly right now. This could be last fight territory if it gets stalled out long enough. A Centurion goes down, can't use the beat in time. And only the Kitsune Rush used. There's still 4 ults here. It's last fight territory. Oh, and the beat used by Flomdog. Not really sure if that was necessary, but probably not going to be the end of the world. You still have 3 to use.
Yeah, you kind of would like to have that beat back, but you know, it's not the end of the world. You will still have 3 ults coming back into it. But it could, you know, leave some opportunity for, you know, a good play from Dongwaggler to get a few kills coming in here. They'll kind of be like staggering for this last second touch though. Only 5% left on the board. We'll have to see if they can make something work here.
Yeah, we'll have to look at it, but here comes the blade up from both Genjis. And there's going to be the monkeys getting 1 on each side right now, but Vicoffs, the blade is technically bigger. Finds Dong Wangler, shuts that down. Yoda with that primary, tries to get something done right now, but it doesn't look it's really going to do too much. I mean, potentially turnable here as Yoda's still in the point and very, very well HP'd, but I mean, Vind is again going so aggressive here. And this dive, I'm going to make it work. The V dive is just destroying them right now. Vicoffs and Vind, the dynamic duo right now on this Monkey Genji. So clean, so crisp.
Yeah, that was such a convincing round from them. You know, the first round did come in the favor of the Tortuga team too. Maybe just starting on this dive composition for the side of the Loch Ness Nessies, you know, proved to be the difference maker. We'll have to see. This map right here, this is what we said about multiple compositions. Brawl is definitely favored here. Both teams running out on the Reinhardt, but I do want to comment on Centurion. I believe he had 2 Ajaxes, 1 in each round. Another good blade from Vicoffs, went in the backline, kills him during the beat, which, you know, that could potentially turn the fight. Kind of an unfortunate moment, but either way, you still have another point of Oasis left to go.
And you're going into what is theoretically the Tortuga's best point. Yoda is a Reinhardt player, so this could potentially be their best look so far we've seen. After a pretty close City Center, Gardens really was no contest, so hopefully you see more fight our Tortuga here on the second point. But Vind's gonna go pretty aggressive here, has the backup of his squad. They're not running a Lucio on this Brawl on the side of Tortuga, so it's a very slow kind of style right now, and Yoda falls very low, but Vind gonna get knocked down with the Mei wall and the Bastion damage. Simply too much to overcome for the healing of Hayden and Flomdog, but Rhymes are traded right now. The Mercy is there for the res though. Centurion's going to bring Yoda back in the fight, but they lose on Centurion. However, it looks like it'll be just enough with that Reinhardt presence back in the fight. Yoda's going to dive in. Not going to find anything on the charge, but Hayden and Flomdog trying their darts on the point. Not going to do enough. And I mean, Ben comes back to see his friends and family die in front of him. A sad day.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the match of Tortuga Team 2 versus the Random Jimmies. I believe this was kind of a composition they liked running. You know, this Mercy Bastion just overload damage on the front line, but we'll have to see if Loch Ness Nessies can come with a counter. I
mean, the Casino Rush aggressively here from Jack. They're going to go even deeper in here. Yoda has the Shatter, potentially looking to lay it down, but they're going to hold on to it for just a split second here. Look at Dong Wangler is just staying in front of the window. Just he's Dong walking right in front of that window with that Bastion turret form. They are going to trade it out for Hayden though, so I think a pretty good change here as Yoda has Shatter. Drop wall, drop wall. He's screaming drop wall. He knows they're there, but the picks, he doesn't even need the Shatter.
Absolutely elite play from Dong Wangler. You know, you trade your own life. Obviously, you never want to die, but you know the fact that he trades out BAP through the window too. That's just insane value coming in from him. But going into this fight, you know, both teams have about 4 ults coming in, so we'll have to see who can get more value. I'm looking at this Reinhardt mirror, though. Who gets more value out of the
Here
Shatter.
comes the Dong Wangler artillery strike. Oh, but Laura gets charged! Oh, but Vin returns with a huge banner, locks down 3. Yoda potentially can return it back to favor, but the beat is well timed from Flomdog. The Blizzard is there, but the capitalization here from Yoda, the Cupcake Blizzard is huge. And Tortuga gets the res as well, so it's a huge advantage for Tortuga. This brawl style, like I said, seems to be their bread and butter, and they're showing off right now.
Yeah, excellent fight coming in from them, you know. They end up even saving the Shatter as well as they built up another Kitsune Rush. They have a significant advantage coming in. It's going to be up to Vickoffs to make a play on the Genji. We know he can do it, but this is kind of a much more difficult comp to make a thing.
Oh, Jack dies again mid-cast! But the pin! And locks Finn down to the ground. Looking for a shatter here. It's going to be Yoda. And lays it down! It's a huge shatter! And there's no lamp there to keep alive, but the trays are coming here right now for both sides. It's either way. Cupcake falls very low. Laura comes back from the fight and kills 2. And oh, that's like the, what, 18th support ultimate canceled so far in this game for Tortuga?
Yeah, these supports need to work on their ultimates at this rate, but, you know, insane fight coming in. They have Vickoffs Genji Blade as well as a window coming up into this fight.
Yeah, the window comes up, the flame strike goes through up from Ven, not gonna find anything, but the spam comes through from Vickoffs on the Genji Shurikens through that window, finds Dog Clear. 2 kills, donating the blade, a well-timed window. That's how you use the support ultimate. Tortuga, take some notes. And I mean, Yoda needs to get back in spawn right now or he's gonna get staggered out.
Yeah, hopefully Jack and Sun have their notepads out, you know, taking some notes like, oh, maybe I should live during my cast. Something they've clearly been struggling with, but Vickoffs once again saving this blade, you know, waiting for the perfect time to use it, or maybe just, you know, trying to use the threat of the blade. Threat of the blade can be more scary than the actual blade sometimes.
Laura has his open. Here comes Vickoffs with the blade. Centurion tries to fly over, but not going to be nearly fast enough. As the picks are here right now for the Nessies. Vin going even further in, going even further beyond to try to get these last-minute kills, but the wall from Cupcake will keep the team alive just long enough. It looks like Tortuga's built towards this like 5 ultimate gambit here to potentially put the point and win.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like the strategy of, you know, just saving all your ultimates, but it definitely could work here. Bastion ult to engage.
Bastion ult to engage and force out the lamp early. Well done by that pin from Yoda. Shuts that down, and Laura's ult gets nothing as well. The Blizzard! The Shatter finds 2, but there's lost on Flomdogs. It's 1-for-1 trade on supports right now. It appears that, oh, the Shatter comes through, but it doesn't matter. The kills are here right now for the Nessies. And now it's just last-minute staggers here. As Vin charges in with Vickoffs. They're diving in on Reinhardt and Genji still. And it appears the 5-ult Gambit did not work to their favor because they got no value out of really any of them.
Yeah,
oh,
it doesn't look like there's going to be any touch, and that is the first map going to the favor of the Nessies. Actually, elite job from them. You know, just utilizing their ultimates better. I think that was the real difference maker coming in through it, you know. Consistently getting better value out of their ults. You know, Vickoffs, absolutely insane on the Genji. You know, I think he's averaging like 3 kills a blade.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a big difference in mechanical skill or team play really from either of these sides. It was just they didn't get their ultimates canceled. That
Yeah.
And they actually got kills and they used them. So I mean, perhaps the Tortuga team too can turn it around. But after this break, we'll have to find out where we're going for a hybrid map. Don't go anywhere. Aurora Overwatch Clash continues after this. Alright everybody, welcome on back into the Aurora Overwatch clash between the Loch, Ness, Nessies, and Tortuga Team 2. I gotta update the scores, but Nessies taking our first map of Oasis. After a bit of a Ajax sighting here in our low-ranked Overwatch league, but we do have to point out a spectacular performance out there on the Genji by Vikhoffs on that last map. As you can see, 13,000 damage, 25 fundables, 48 elims, and only 6 deaths in 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
That is a stellar play. That probably is a deadlift. I'm not going to lie. Like, we don't have the actual final blow stats right now for the entire team, but that has to be close to a deadlift.
Yeah, he absolutely went insane. You know, every ultimate that he had, you know, picked up 2-3 kills, so it makes sense that he hit a deadlift. And, you know, in the neutral, he got a lot of value, too. Absolutely insane on the Genji. Super fast play from him. You know, can't wait to see him continue, you know. Most likely going to see it the rest of the series, but we are going to the Brawl map, you know, kind of the Tortuga's signature comp, or, you know, signature play style. But, you know, Nessies not anything to scoff at with their Brawl. They actually did end up taking, you know, the Brawl point on Oasis, so we'll have to see who kind of wins out this one, King's Row.
Yeah, I mean, we did some swap saws here as well. Centurion out for Show Me Love Me, Jack over to DPS, and Cupcake back over on support. And then just Charlatron coming in for the side of the Nessies. So not too big of a changes here for their side. But really kind of wholesale change for Tortuga. See if this works out for them. Me and Jack, of course, probably going to play the Sombers, try to annoy Vind a little bit. But Vikhoffs is going to get hacked. And the Pink from Vind trying to keep the team alive. But a big wall comes out from Dong Wangler. Vind is somehow still alive through all of that shenanigans. But Jack is just hacking people up left and right. But Yoda's already fallen. So lose now on that main tank. Oh, and the boot from Chummy Wummy sends him straight into Cupcake's face. And it looks like it's going to be a fight win there for the Nessies, despite a nicely coordinated play from the Sombra Mei.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the Sombra Mei strategy. You're kind of lacking a lot of damage. You're kind of, I feel like, relying on Cupcake, honestly, to be a lot of that extra damage potential coming in. But I kind of would like to see Dongler, you know, go to their signature Bastion hero while Jack plays with Sombra. But we'll have to see how this goes.
I'll just see how it goes. Another wall opportunity coming out here from Dongler, but it's not that great as they go around the left side of it. Just dodge out of that Vind close to the shatter, but they've lost out on Vikhoffs as Yoda has charged in the back line. And now they're annoying this Reinhardt, but they've already killed Vind in their front line as well. So it looks like they're just get Yoda to be a distraction play is working out. But Hayden says it's not lost yet, throws down that window, but the immortality fear from Cupcake is massive. Keeps the team alive through that window play, and it looks like the Nessies have just kind of overextended a little bit, chasing Yoda in the back line, and it's going to be point at capture here for the Tortuga team too.
Yeah, Hayden going with the hero play, you know, maybe a little bold idea. It's going to be very hard to win that, but I mean, it doesn't matter if you're lacking damage if Yoda just pins in every fight and gets value off of it.
Oh, the EMP as well!
Oh, can they get Hayden on this high ground though?
Can they get Vikhoffs even? Vikhoffs is just in the alleyway with the deflect up.
Oh.
Immortality feels there, well timed. They've lost Hayden. Can Vikhoffs try to get out with their life? No, they can't. These staggers are huge.
Yeah, they're gonna probably get at least 1, maybe 2 chokes on this King's Row Street phase, which, you know, tends to be one of the harder phases to capture. You know, this first choke, you know, arches or whatever you like to call it, can be very, very difficult to, you know, push through. But when you get staggers like that, you kind of just get it all for free. And coming into this, you still have 4 ultimates on the side of both teams. So, you know, you're not really losing that much for that EMP.
They found Jack in the backline, but again, Jack is being a nuisance, and it allows more point presence to be gained. And Jack is still in the backline, still killing things. You've lost Charbatron for Jack, so it is a 1-for-1, but the Blizzard comes out. Lore up on his high ground. Immovable object, but gets frozen in the Blizzard. It just tickles his toes, but gets a frostbite just in time. Now both runs have the shatter, looking to lay it down. Vind going aggressive. They might even need to use the shatter, as the picks are just big enough here. I mean, they're still trading right now, but I think it's going to be a fight win here for the Nessies as they find Chummy at the end of it.
Yeah, this is going to signal the reset with the death of Chummy, but, you know, that wasn't a bad fight for the side of, well, you know, each team. High Noon forced out from the side of Nessies as well, but that Mail coming out from the side of Tortuga team too. Both teams have ultimates coming to this fight. We'll see who gets better use of them.
Vin's looking for the shatter, gets hacked out of it! Another return shatter! Gets Hayden on the floor, and the window fire strikes there to clean up the kills from Yoda! Jack with a hero play, hacking Vind out of that shatter. What could have been? But Jack, on this signature hero, it brings me back to the Emma Skies days.
Don't really want to be brought back to those days. You know, that was not a fun team to play against. But
No,
Jack,
it was not.
Jack has this EMP online. Sharpshot does have the beat. You know, could potentially dodge EMP and land a good beat. Or, you know, Jack could just look for tempo. We know he likes using these EMPs early, getting value as quick as possible. But absolutely looking to lead on the Sombra character. You know, what he's almost known for in this DPS hero pool.
And he's in position to do so, and they're grouping up as 5. And here comes the EMP! It's massive! All 5 are knocked out of the EMP! It cancels the window out as well! And Charm uses the beat, but they've already lost out on Vind! And the point is still not being moved, though, so I guess not terrible. And then they're finally going to move the point a little bit forward here, but the beat really got nothing other than just keep the team alive through that stagger.
Yeah, this one was kind of more forced, but I would just like to say, you know, support answer did technically get canceled. Gets canceled.
Jack!
Default hack.
That's 2 for Jack right now. Just holding right click on anybody within his sights. Vikos' hack has the deflect in time, but Vikos is trying to run away as fast, but Cupcake's there to meet him. And now it's a supportal combat with Vikos up on the top. Is anybody gonna push the cart? They finally realize that that is the point of Overwatch. Yoda has the shatter. It might be last fight territory here as Vind has made the disperse over onto the Orisa here for last fight territory, but Vikos has fallen and another hack on the Vind. Vind falls so low. The blizzard on the cart. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is a speed run of King's Row, and that is, I don't think I've ever seen a Sombra get as much default value with the default hacks that I just saw Jack there on that map on that half.
Yeah, you know, people were saying that Overwatch 1 Sombra was annoying, but Jack is making this Overwatch 2 Sombra look even worse. Coming through here, default hacking, you know, Cassie out of the high noon, EMPing the window, getting so much value, just default hack. Every single hack he gets, it seems like it results in a kill. Getting so much value in here. You know, I question the comp, but, you know, maybe I was wrong. They're making it work. They're absolutely looking dominant so far. Almost 3 minutes in the time bank, so we'll have to see if the side of the Nessies make any swaps to, you know, try to turn this around, because that wasn't a great showing.
I mean, the thing is too that Jack was able to go in the backline, like hack Charmatron a few times and just kill her. Like he didn't need assistance either. He was just being a nuisance in the back, and they get so much space because of the Sombra, but just played into Yoda's hands. Yoda able to get super aggressive in the front line with Thongwanger and the Mei, and just, I think it all came together. That was a great showing out there. But again, the Ness have a chance to respond here. But I'm not seeing really any swaps here. Laura probably going to swap off this Widowmaker after this first point. And, okay, the Sojourn, a better look, I'd say. But I don't know. If Jack's getting this much value on Sombra, how much Sojourn can actually do in this case.
Yeah, we're looking. Hopefully no ult are canceled this round.
You know, it's repaying, right? Because Oasis, you Ajax like 15 times, so you just hack him out of the next fight. In the next map, you hack him out of all their ults. So it's just teams are being even, like, teams being fair.
Exactly.
Jack goes in for a hack, does get Vikos hacked, and now Vind kind of isolated right now, but Laura is there for the assistance, is fully charged, the window, or the wall comes in, and the pin from Vind! Yoda falls very weak for us on early Immortality Field, but gets broken up immediately. However, Yoda is healed up, able to keep the space for now, but Yoda again flying so low, and no Immortality Field this time to back him up, but the pin is there! Vind gets hacked, and Vind falls! No help from the support line there, the wall was simply too good from Dong Wangler. And there you have it again, this Mei Sombra comp is just proving a nuisance. They're just shutting down Vind. That's their strategy, and it is working.
Yeah, they're looking to shut down Vind. The Sombra also makes it, the Sombra Mei comp makes it very difficult for Vikos to actually go in and get value, you know. He has to look for like kind of a solo kill onto Cupcake, which, you know, Cupcake's an elite player. It's very, very difficult to get that, so this is a very, actually, I kind of like the comp.
This flank is not the most well-planned thing I've ever seen in my life, as they've lost out on the 2 flankers almost immediately. And now they get some staggers on a lower as well. Not sure what the plan was there, but I like the attempt, I guess.
Yeah, Hayden's making the swap over the Baptiste, you know, kind of a little bit better in the Brawl Mirror, I would say. But coming to this fight, Lore does have the Sojourn ult. We know he can pop off with it. I believe in their first series, he went absolutely crazy with the ultimate, so we can maybe see it happen again. Maybe a little bit of a slide to high ground and an overclock. Yeah,
there it is, a nice overclock. The positioning there from Laura. However, Cupcake's just jumping around right now, staying alive as long as possible. Chummy almost has the beat here to counteract it. Immortality Field's invested on both sides, but Vind goes down, not enraged the Immortality Field from Hayden. And the overclock gets nothing. Now Cupcake is taking the one-on-one, and Cupcake comes out on top. You lose out on Yoda, but the picks are heavily right now in favor of Tortuga Team 2. And they only had to use... They didn't use any ultimates there, actually. They used nothing.
Yeah, they used no ultimates, and the side of the Loch Ness Nessies are just building their ultimates. Vin just building the Shatter. Vikhoff's just getting this blade. Sharptron getting the beat.
Oh!
But they early pick for more.
Yeah, good Storm Arrow right there. The Blizzard goes to the back line right now, however. But the beat from Chummy is there as well. The Shatter finds Hayden from Yoda. Yoda knocks him down. Here comes the blade from Vikhoff, but the EMP is there to shut down. Can't get any value out of that one. However, you did force out 4 ults from Tortuga, so not the worst fight in the world. You had the Shatter, you have both support ults.
Yeah, Vikhoff's trying to go for the hero play, but Jack being like, no, I'm not going to let you carry. I don't care if this is a bad blade, I'm not letting you carry.
Vin has the Shatter, the wall comes out, but Yoda goes down very early. They might not even have to use the Shatter. Vin falls very low, though. Vin is hacked and forcing your Tiny Field here. But the picks right now for the Nessies. Laura opening up again with Storm Arrows. Vin charging, he has the Shatter, but gets hacked again. Jack again on his high ground. Cannot be moved, cannot be touched. And whatever the rest of the lyrics are, finally goes down. Can't be sent back to spawn, though. And it looks like the reset horns have been called here. Brothers retreat. Tortuga Team 2 playing for point B.
Yeah, but it took them a very long time to cap, 3.5 minutes, as well as they get this close hold coming in. This is kind of what the side of the Nessies didn't get. Vikhoff's going in the back line, just getting a little bit of early poke.
Oh,
the Shatter comes through.
It's a double Shatter, but gets hacked on the pin, but it doesn't matter. 2 kills already there. The DPS of Laura and Vikhoff there to capitalize on Vin's Shatter. If you hack me, you can't hack my 2 DPS carries. And it looks like it's going to be a good fight win there, and they're going to do the same thing Tortuga did to them and push them very heavily towards B spawns.
Yeah, I said that they would get this arch hold that, the side of the Nessies desperately wanted on their defense, but Vin recognizes that, commits an ult early, and they kind of break through it instantly, just like how Jack did. So great play coming out from him. Coming to this fight, we have 3 ults on the side of Nessies, as well as 2 ults on the side of the Tortuga, if they can build it in time, though.
Well, if you say it like that, you could theoretically have all 5 ults you build in time, but here comes the Dragon. It's a well-placed Dragon. Splits them off from this window. They can't really get too much value out of that. Yoda throws a Flame Strike through. Not going to find anything, though. They do 1-for-1 trade, but it's Cupcake for Vikhoff, so a good trade right now for the Nessies. Trying to get anything done here, but Yoda's just holding the space right now as Jack is just being threatening in the front line, just sitting there with the right click ready to go. Vikhoff has this Dragon Blade and charge out with the beat here. Potentially saving it for Jack's EMP as Jack 50% away for this. They're probably going to get for the end of this point here as Dongwangler is sitting around the corner waiting for a wall, but Laura spots it out and forces out the wall and the block with the Storm Arrow as well. Played by his Hounds on the high ground right now. Vin is hacked yet again. Yoda close to the Shatter, but here comes the window on the high ground. Laura can shoot the arrows through it. Takes down a lot of damage. Dongwangler does have this Blizzard though once he gets out of the block. Vikhoff's with the blade. Finds Chummy Wummy.
Ajax!
Oh, God. Stop!
Please.
And that's going to be point B chemistry here for the side of Loch Ness Nessies. But the time bank probably won't be as good. Yeah, they literally cannot get a better time bank already at the beginning of C.
Yeah, we're still not in a bad place for the side of Tortuga Team 2, but, I'm just disappointed. I'm not sad, not upset, just disappointed. I don't get how you can get so many beats canceled in one series. Vikhoff has canceled 3 with Blade. So maybe they can land one eventually.
Oh, Cupcake! Laura again opens up the fight with a nice pick on the headshot there. And they're going to use the beat here from Charvatron just to stabilize one more time. Laura just jumps further in here and finds 2 more!
Oh my goodness.
Laura gets hacked up and finds 2 kills off the back of that. Laura is still alive. My goodness gracious, this Hanzo. The swap off the soldier was definitely a good call, but they used the Dragon to keep out of the spawn doors. Alright. Bit of a swag play, a bit of a emphasis on top of that 3K.
Maybe not the most necessary play, but this is the Tortuga Team's fight to lose. They have so many ults coming out of this. EMP engage.
Yeah, EMP shatter, and that's probably going to be it. The lamp is well timed, but gets broken almost immediately. Not much you can really do there if you're Hayden. That's kind of a GG go next. I did my best, but that's not the worst thing though. You got both EMP and shatter, and you're coming up with the shatter of your own and window.
Yeah, that's not a bad fight for them. They use EMP Shatter, 2 big ultimates, and coming to this, you're gonna have your own ultimates. Probably good. You just take those ultimates, reset, and come and do it.
I wish you could track like individual hacks on players, because I think Vin's at like maybe 18,000 right now on this map. He's just not being allowed to play the game. The Flick Shatter not gonna find anything. Yoda with the shield there to block it. So that's one ult gone, and Hayden uses the window, and they just they just lamp and walk away. Not too much value gain from either of these ultimates here from the side of the Nessies, as Hayden does find Cupcake's lamp, and looks like Yoda is stuck in this corner, but somehow is being kept up for just long enough to be annoying. But now it's last fight territory, basically, and you're gonna have the blade, but there's gonna be a blizzard, a window, and beat. There's gonna be a lot coming up here, and we could see a whole bunch of Vickoffs!
Oh!
It's the last second kill on the Jack. That could be huge.
The side of Tortuga Team 2 just needs to stall, though. All they need to do is get it down to overtime.
And the card touchers.
Get the touch.
Vickoffs use the blade, but gets stuck in the blizzard! And falls. So I think that's probably gonna be good enough as the drag comes through from Lore, though. Lore finds 2. Not done just yet. Lore trying to find these kills here. Jack already found Hayden, and Lore finally shut down the... And that's probably going to be it. That's going to be a map going the way of Tortuga Team 2. The Jack Sombra is simply too annoying in the hack on the Vickoffs. And yeah, that's a shutdown Vin strategy if I've ever seen one, and I guess it worked on this map. We'll see if Jack continues to play the Sombra moving forward in the series.
Yeah,
I feel bad for him as a tank player. I bet you do too.
No, I don't feel bad. I'm a Sombra enjoyer. To be honest, yesterday in comp, I was having a really bad day. I went against someone named Player 2. He was on the Reinhardt on Junkertown, absolutely slugging out. So I just locked Sombra. Didn't want to win the game even. I just AFK'd in their backline, hacking the Reinhardt, not letting him play the game.
Player
Jack,
2 also told you to drink hot
myself.
water or hot milk. So.
Hot milk. He told me to drink hot milk so I could go to sleep. But, you know, shout out to Player 2, whoever you are, you mysterious figure. I love you.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see a Player 2 in the Overwatch League someday. But speaking of Overwatch someday, we will see what someday map 3 is after this break. Wow, that was bad. And welcome back, everybody. We're going in here onto map 3. It is going to be Watchpoint Gibraltar, which I don't actually think I've seen actually so far this season on my cast, but it's going to be a new look for both these squads. I'm guessing we're going to see more of like the Oasis-style dive comps, and if we get Vikov and Vind on this dive again, it's going to be big. But yeah. I do want to point out, on the last map, the Jack Sombra. You look at these stats of Sombra, of course, it's like 7,000 damage. Oh, big deal, whoop-de-whoop. But it's 34 elims, 11 final blows, and 6 deaths for me that really topped off in only 15 minutes. Like, Jack just doesn't die on Sombra, and the final blows to 11 final blows is kind of high for a Sombra player. 34 elims is pretty typical, I'd say, to gain that much value on your default hacks. But honestly, I think Jack, the stats don't really capture how hard he carried in that last map.
Yeah, elite play coming in. We are moving to Gibraltar, which, isn't known as good of a Sombra map. You can definitely make it work, but vertical mobility flyers are definitely a lot better. Which, Jack is teasing it, but Dongualer actually looks like they're going to be moving to it. Maybe just realizing, hey, Jack did so much on Sombra. Why not keep him on it? He got so much value.
I mean, if you just hack Vind and not allow Vind to play the game, Vikovs has a much tougher time. We saw it wasn't like, oh god, Vikovs is feeding her, or oh god, Laura is feeding her. It's just they didn't have space to work with because Vind was just shut down. So it just allowed Yoda to get way more aggressive and shut down that space they could take that they had in Oasis. So with this change here to Watchpoint Gibraltar, I think definitely going to be a change. Oh no, it's his final message. It's Yoda's final message. Goodbye.
Oh no.
He's gonna save the world. Anyway.
Last final message coming through. Laura on the Ash. So we'll have to be looking at this hit scan versus Echo duel coming in here. Both Mercy pocketed. Whoever gets more value is kind of, the determining factor of this map. I would say that, except for Jack is on Sombra and the cast on Genji.
Okay, that's like 1/6 their death stat. And last point right as Laura has found 2 huge picks out from Laura with the Mercy pocket. Laura with a third! I remember, I think I casted Laura's first match that went to map 3, or map 5, and we came with the weight that is a Laura good aimer, and I think it was proven there on that map, on that point, with those kills.
Yeah, landing headshot after headshot on people, doing so much damage with this Mercy pocket. Already 60% to their ultimate, I'm going back. It is the Laura versus Dongualer duel coming in. Whoever gets more value wins this map. And so far, it's Laura getting the value on this Ash pick.
I mean, the dive is pretty good from Yoda, forced out the space early as Jack has tried to fight, but gets out just in time, and Yoda jumps in, hey, they lose on Kiriko. So that's a lot of healing for everybody who isn't Laura on the side, but the res comes through from Flomdog, and Laura kills Chummy. Both Mercs are exchanged right now, so no res on either side, but the point continues to move under the cart, but Vikovs dashes on through the flyer, takes down the blue lady. And, I mean, they're still going back and forth right now. Both these teams not really giving too much of an intro, but Vind is kind of isolated right now on the low ground as Yoda takes more space away from him. Vind is stuck in this little area. Please, someone help Vind! No, it's not going to happen, but Vind has found Jack in the meantime. I guess a bit of revenge for last map, but Chummy has returned, and they're going to get the res.
Yeah, Yoda has his Primal online, as well as Laura with the Bob. Laura sends Bob into the backline. It gets so much value.
It gets Chummy. And then it does force out the Zuzu with the dynamite. Oh, Bob is getting melted right now from something, but Vikovs has capitalized on it. The Casinos from Cupcake gets, nothing. As Vin just jumps right back in and gets the kill on it. Yoda has to force to retreat here, but Jack has no translocator down really to keep up in this fight. A pretty late pro from Vin, but just stay alive here. Are they going to get Chummy with this? Chummy falls very low. Chummy just barely gets back in the spawn. And the reset is called.
Nice kite from Chummy there, living. Staggering there could have been pretty bad, but coming to this fight, you do have 4 ultimates on the side of Tortuga Team 2. Everything but that Kiriko ult, which, kind of was a little bit wasted. You kind of wish you had this back, but you can still make it work with these ultimates.
Vind hacked yet again, and Dongwang are going to use the duplicate here onto the Vind hack target. Goes in with a duplicate, but Cupcake falls early yet again. Jack is like 1 HP. Can't really use that EMP in the spot, but Cupcake does get res. Laura is isolated here by Dongwangler's joggles. But Vikovs yet again finds an early pick on the Mercy character. And without that resurrect, without that healing, it's going to be really tough to find value here with Dongwangler. Jack has the EMP, but they're just resetting. They lost their Mercy. They can't go any further.
Yeah, great dive from Vikovs coming in. I feel like that was more of a solo dive coming in there. Picking up 2 early kills onto both supports, actually. Forcing res out. Great play from him, and we'll have the ultimate online.
Jack!
Out.
And they're going to the good Casino Rush Blade here on the res! That's a really good coordinated play that came out for the Nessies. They capitalized on the fact that they're going to go res that Sombra, and they get the kills with the Casino Rush with the Blade.
Yeah, That's an absolutely terrible fight for the side of the Tortuga team too. They didn't really use the ultimates, but you've lost so much time. Laura still has this Bob online, so you're gonna have to get a touch in with probably Primal or EMP and try to make something happen with those ultimates. But if anyone can do it, it's Jack with his EMP.
Yeah, and you have Valkyrie, so I think this is a pretty good fight looking for Tortuga right now. They're going to engage here early with the Valkyrie. Yoda falls very low, but is going to try to take space away from Yoda, but yeah, much falls off. They do get a touch on the cart, though, so there is going to be an overtime triggered. Yoda gets in there. The EMP finds two. It's Vikos. Vikos 1 HP. Vikos 0 HP now. As Jess going to claim on that kill. Lore, Dong Wangler. The Genji swap comes in clutch here with the kills, but Lore, the Bob is still there. And now Vikos has returned here. It's Vikos nowhere near the blade, but Vikos finds two. A bit of a tactical bag there on Dong Wangler, but falls. Yoda has his promo rage, but it's just the Cupcake used the Casino Rush here. But Vind and Yoda both have his primals, so the staggers really aren't going to come in handy here, as a lot of reinforcements are coming from both sides. Flom falls very weak. Flom trying to fly away. Vin's already found Cupcake, though. The TP is forced out from Hayden, but someone's got to touch the cart. Hayden, no Suzu, no TP, but Yoda has to stay on the cart for now. No ultimates on either side except for Vin's promo rage right now. The Valkyrie keeping up so much healing, so much pressure. As Vikos has found Dong Wangler, here comes Vind with his own Primal Rage, knocking Yoda all around. Nobody can touch the cart as Vind takes Jack and sends him to the Shadow Realm. And that's going to be a point A hold on Watch Point Gibraltar. The map pick looking stellar so far for the Nessies.
Yeah, they're looking really good on this dive. You know, how could you not with Vind on the Monkey and Vikos on the Genji? Great players on their respective heroes. And, you know, coming in, I did say that Sombra is probably going to be harder to make work. It's kind of very difficult to farm as Sombra on this map. You don't really have any good, like, hack angles. People are always on high ground. Kind of a difficult choice. I probably would like him to make a swap off of it coming to this defense, but, you know, maybe he's still feeling himself from last map, but I do think he got significantly less value in this map.
It's just a lot harder for them to really capitalize on that, because we saw on King's Road, like, the really long sightlines, flat ground, you got the hack, and the team just rushing after that one hack target that got the kill. It was a lot harder here because Laura was just playing on several high grounds from Vikos and Vind. So you get the hack, and who are you going to jump on? Because Vind's just there for the peel, or Laura chucks your head off as you jump on him. So I think just a great map pick so far right now for the Tortuga team too. Of course, or I mean for the Nessies. Of course, it's not the end of the world right now for Tortuga. We've seen a lot of Watch Point Gibraltar. We've seen a lot of point A holds. This is not a foregone conclusion by any means, but it's going to be pretty tough if Vikos can find a value blade here.
Yeah, Yoda making the swap over to D.Va, kind of looking to more of a, you know, of a peel comp. Maybe just trying to build up, or like kind of burst Vin down when he joins, or goes in, but Hayden teasing a little bit of a Moira swap. Very interesting. Okay, just a little bit of tease it is. Making the swap back to the Kiriko.
Just the 1 second on the stat sheet.
Better. Yep. Just messing up our stats program. Just trying to be annoying.
But the bit of a slow dive right now so far coming in right now for the Nessies, but the point is still moving right now, so you can't get too much space right now here. If you are the Tortugas, they're giving up basically the half their checkpoint already. Just staying on the high grounds, and Vin just pushed the cart slowly beneath them. Comes a jump on the high ground, the bubble not quite there to assist Vin on that dive, so forced to drop down. But Vikos has found Jack, and Dongwanger drops him behind enemy lines. What is this? You're not a dive character! Dies immediately, both teammates are down for Tortuga. And that's basically, that might already be it here if these stairs come through. The Suzu comes in from Cupcake, but yeah, Vikos capitalizes it instantly with a dash in on the support line. They're going to find both of them, and it's looking like a foregone conclusion. I take that back. I misspoke earlier.
Yeah, this is a very, very dominant map coming out from the side of the Loch Ness Nessies. Maybe you can get a little bit of a last second touch in here, but it probably won't matter much.
0.1 meters for Dongwanger to get that touch Jack in as well. But force translocate, and that's about it.
Yeah, that was a convincing map right there. Not really much of an even contest coming in from Tortuga Team 2. I would like to see, like, you know, the stats there. Like, how many final blows did they get? It didn't really feel like many to me.
That it did not, but that's because it's all due to this guy's control of the high ground here. Lore just headshot after headshot after headshot on these characters, taking them down. One more for the road. Oh, just cut off where he got the kill. But we're heading on into map 4. Is going to be push. What is it going to be? I'll have to wait and see at the end of this map break. Don't go anywhere. Aurora continues after this.
are the purest. Prove it.
Hello everybody, welcome back from the break. We are going into map 4. It's going to be Colosseo. And kind of the similar swaps from we've seen from each side right now. But the Tortuga is throwing a bit of a curveball at us. But before I show you what that curveball is, I want to point out somebody last map, but it's going to be Aurora on that Ash. I mean, you know, the stats don't like stand out to you, they don't like explode, but with how quick that map was, these stats are very impressive. 7,000 damage in 7 minutes, 10 final blows, 1 death, and 21 elims. Put those per 10, and that's a very good Ash stat, very good stat line, and it showed because they just dominated that map.
Yeah, absolutely insane performance coming from that. I mean, he really couldn't get any higher stats because, you know, he just didn't have enough competition in that map. You know, one death coming in.
Fast.
Yeah, but he just kind of killed them so fast, you know. Put him down quickly, but coming in this map, we have a very interesting swap. We have Dying Waggler moving on to the tank role. You know, has mostly played the DPS, but he does have a tank in him. I'm not sure if he was a tank main or not, but
I mean,
he is locking the tank.
What's interesting is you go to Colosseo, which is kind of a, you know, you can play Rhine out and stuff, so I would see, you know, Yoda perhaps playing the Rhine here, but swapping over onto the Genji. Oh god, I remember this. Jack on fire on this point. It might have been last season, but nobody can stop Jack on fire on Colosseo. Hopefully, Laura has the answer for that and the Sojourn, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Connor will know what I'm talking about. Jack plays the most passive fire ever, so you just kind of want to look to run over his team. You know, kind of just ignore him, because he kind of just plays in the back and just plays sniper fair, but dive engage coming through. Yeah,
dive engage from Vind and Vikov, so they're going to find Yoda taking on that. Genji 1-on-1, Vikov gets the early kill on that. Dong Wingler is there, looking for a slide, and the sleeve from Cupcake, though, forced on early Suzu, but Jack flying very low. Jack will get Vikov's, though, so it is a 1-for-1. You do have the point moving right now in favor of the Loch Ness Nessies, but we do have Jack controlling the skies as Donglayer has turned on the Wrecking Ball. And Laura is isolated here, gets a slide into Vin's bubble. But right now they can't really go super aggressive without Vikov, so getting up the space. The slam comes in from Cupcake. The Suzu just barely off time. Still get the damage in through that slide. Vin there tries to stop this point in his track, but we do have Yoda on this Reaper. Just pelting Vin, not allowing to really play the game. And Jack again finds Vikov's pickoffs. Please! Oh, and there goes Jack here, finally getting the final blows with 3K there. And that's a quadra kill there from Jack in the skies. And that's going to be the point presence and the point advantage taken here for the Team 2.
Yeah, Jack already has this barrage built up. Sun already has the Valk built up. Excellent moves coming in from this Pharmacy duo. Vin making the swap over to the Risa, looking for a little bit more self-sustain, and Laura makes the swap over to the Cassidy. He's looking for some more hits gain presence against this Pharah.
Oh, Jack eats a harpoon to the face there, but here comes the barrage! We'll find Chartron, so it's a 1-for-1, and with barrage, that's probably usually the best you're gonna get. Laura is gonna be isolated here. Will Laura stay alive? Kelly cannot, as Yoda comes in on the flank from the Mega. I mean, it's just Vin on the cart, but yeah, not long for this world as the horse sent to the glue factory. Yoda with a 3K, and there you have it. I mean, we've been hyping up Vikov's entire series, but he's having a real tough time against this DPS duo right now.
Yeah, the Pharmacy is so hard to deal with as the Genji. You know, he doesn't even have another easy target to go against. The Reaper kind of pretty self-sustainable against the Genji, so gonna have to look for value against the Cupcake.
A nice minefield from Dong Wangler, but they do get Centurion. Both supports are down right now here for the side of Team 2. I mean, that minefield really not getting too much here. Yoda, though! Yoda gets 2, and Jack capitalizes with another kill. They're going to get butt scratch off that. And now it's just a Cassidy with the high noon. Shoots, not going to find too much. Gets isolated yet again, and now they get the Mercy. Can they find Chartron? Yes, they can, but Laura finds 2. Laura against Dong Wangler. No, it goes down! However, Hayden has returned with Vikovs, and they're not going to get past butt scratch. The heroics from Laura to end that fight with the 2K there at the end is good enough to not let him past that initial checkpoint.
Yeah, you do get close upon coming in. Donglager will be able to take advantage of that, and you know, this is kind of where it gets hard for the side of the Nessies. This middle fight's pretty good positioning, goes either way. Vikovs does have this blade online. Cupcake does have the nano to counter it.
Yep, you lose that forward spawn, but a nice swing on through here. A big anti-nade gets 2 people from Cupcake, and Vikovs forced to use that deflect early, but Laura has found Jack as Centurion goes for the rest of a lifetime and dies mid-cast. The blade from Vikovs to clear the final remaining members of Tortuga Team 2. And yep, that's going to be about it. You will have 2 ults coming up here from the Nessies, and nothing really from the side of Tortuga.
Yeah, that's not the worst fight for the side of the Tortugas. You do force the result as well as the Genji ult, but the sad part is you don't really build up any of your own ultimates, you know, committing that nano. Coming into this fight, you can maybe get the barrage, but it's not an easy ultimate to get advantage of.
But Vikovs goes down, no ults needed, but a big high noon potential from Laura. No, gets slapped by Cupcake from behind the sign. The hero plays from the Ana player has already got 2 kills this fight on both the DPS. Laura will get Yoda with the magnetic grenade, but I think that'll probably be enough here. Cupcake showing off that main role prowess on the support character, putting in work right now. Minefield is well invested up, but they lose both Mercies. Vikovs has returned with some vents on the Cupcake, but they're just being annoying right now. They have spawn advantage, and they're getting the final blows. They're getting the kills. Vikovs again on the Cupcake, but just Vind and Vikovs again, the dream duo on the card to get anything done. Jack falls, but Yoda finds Vind. So I think it's probably going to be about it as Yoda steals the cart and starts to walk it back towards main.
Yeah, this is going to be a really late stagger onto Vikovs here. And they were getting cart progress while staggering him, so insane value coming through. Coming in this fight, Hayden will get this Kiriko ult, you know, very powerful ultimate, but you know, Jack has this barrage coming up. If you can, you know, barrage the Kiriko ult, as long as you don't get picked out of the air by or by a harpoon from Vind, you should be able to get some value out of it.
Yeah, 4 ults coming up here for the side of the Tortuga Team 2. They could just push this much further than possibly expected. But a big pick from Vikovs on a Yoda. I believe the Nano was on a Yoda but died mid-cast, so couldn't get that off. So losing that Centurion forces the Valkyrie as well, potentially to bring his fight back. Vin falling very weak here, but gets healed up by Hayden with the cards. The res attempt, I don't know who that by, I think for Turbatron, but Jack's going to fall in the meantime. The rest from Centurion to the Valkyrie, they're going to get off. Jack is back in the fight, and Yoda trying to run back as fast as possible. Vin has the slime on a cart, but not going to find anything from it. The Casino Rush as well. I mean, it's just Vin against the world right now. Vin against the entire scope, but Don Wanger's body blocking all these shots for hitting Centurion, keeping that Mercy nice and healthy. It is a 5-on-4 in the cart right now. However, Yoda returning with that Death Blossom could be a huge turnaround. Dongwanger will have the Minefields coming in here because I'm going to catch the point. It's Jimmy Jack right here for the re-engage here. As the spin is used by Vind. Very aggressive right now. It's going to be Dongwangler, but can't quite get a big slam as probably hoped. Falls very low. Vikovs has split potentially for a recontest, but we got to keep an eye on Yoda. Where is Yoda with this Death Blossom in the front line? But Jack has fallen. Lore, the Cassidy with the help, but here comes Yoda. We'll find Vind, but Lore again with the second kill in this fight. Both DPS ultimates ready here for the side. Oh, but sleep from Cupcake! Cupcake again with a massive play on the Ana. I called the LeBron James last season. Yet again, I'll bring it up. And my God, he's looking like Michael Jordan right now in the support. Absolutely dominating every aspect of the game.
Yeah. You could potentially even get some stagger kills coming in here. Jack playing super aggressive on this backline. Well committed though, and Jack overextends. Falls very low, and this might be a pushback in the other direction.
They are going to get the res though, so it's a 5v5 on cart right now. Jack coming back in with that nano. Engaged on to Dongwangler, and a big anti-nade onto Vind, not allowing him to play. But Centurion is going to get taken down by Lore, but still Dongwangler with the nano. Taking the space, Cupcake with another kill on Vikovs. Cupcake is like 3 for 1 on Vikovs right now. Playing so safe, playing so aggressive. However, in the meantime, is Yoda taking down Lore. The slam finds nothing from Dongwangler, but space is crazy. Both supports are forced to run away. Charmatron is isolated. Charmatron has to get out their life here. No, Yoda's there for the rebound, and there you go. The cart finally gets past this checkpoint.
Yeah, you are down Pharmacy for a little bit, but they should get there at the start of this fight. I just want to say another ult canceled when Cupcake did lose the nano, so another support ult lost.
The Casino Rush is invested here from Hayden as Vind goes very aggressive, but Jack capitalizes on that aggression from Vind. Gets 2 kills. However, Vikovs finally gets that Genji out of the sky. Here comes the ultimate from Vind, but oh, not the best look in the world from a Rookie of the Year last season. Taken down. Vikovs anti-nade and forced to run away as the cart continues to move forward.
Is he going to stagger in here? He's looked like in the mega.
Yoda knows he's there. No, Yoda knows he's there.
Oh,
but he gets killed. Oh, but Cupcake. Oh! I mean, we're pushing him away. He can't play.
Yeah, he's running away. He does have this blade online, though.
And nice minefield. Course out some space here early in the fight. Hayden has stolen the bot. Back here comes Vikovs with the blade, but speed through. Vikovs 1-4 on supports right now. Both supports are down. Vikovs with 2 with the blade. The Pharmacy taking out Sky. Cut down. And there you go. Finally, the Pharmacy counter. Genji blade.
Yep, all he needed was the Genji blade in order to counter this Pharah. Great play from him, eliminating both the Pharmacy duo. Yoda will have this Blossom online. If he can live and not stagger here, he could get some value coming in on it. They will lose the forward checkpoint spawn, though.
And Lore's on the Soldier now, potentially put a little more pressure here on the Jack, but they have the Nano here out from Cupcake. Potentially going to look it on for it on Yoda. Yes, Yoda's going to get that. Yoda's going to get that Nano and going to go in here with the Reaper roll, potentially looking for anything, but Vikovs has the deflect, and the D-Matrix is there from Vind. So really nothing gained from that nano combination as Lore comes in with that pocket on the tactical visor. The bomb used from Vind, potentially a remech. Lost out on that ability, but 60 seconds and counting.
Pause.
Yes, and it's going to be a pause.
Cupcake's mouse died, very unfortunate. He at least did get the nano off in time, but it didn't end up doing much. Yoda, maybe a little bit of a lack of experience on the DPS role, is a tank main. Didn't wait until the D.Va D-Matrix is used. He kind of just ulted into it and, wasted essentially both ults at once.
Yeah, he used that. And also Vikovs saving that deflect for that Reaper. It just goes in, just sits in his face and just beep, 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 beep. Really nothing you can really do if you're Yoda in that situation. But looking at it, there's 60 seconds remaining and 50 meters to go. If you are the side of the Tortuga team 2, how do you approach this? Just build it towards some ultimates here, but do you send them for a last second test when you spawn advantage at checkpoint?
Be honest, they have quite a big advantage coming into this fight. Hayden doesn't have this Kiriko rush built out. I'd like to see them use this Mercy Valka kind of aggressively, either to counter that Charbatron ult or just to engage with it. Then you can build up towards your Bolt, you can build up towards Barrage. I wouldn't want them to, try to build up for all 5 ults and be like, oh, we're going to do one big fight. I think that's a very losing strategy because if that fight fails, you do just lose. Kind of a glass cannon kind of strategy.
I mean, you could probably use that Valkyrie to put a bunch of, power boosts on your teammates, get Dongwinger, the Minefield, get Jack the Barrage, and then re-engage if you lose that second fight with those ultimates. Some huge space control, both those. You could probably force them off the cart for long enough. So I think I like the idea of using that Valkyrie to go right back in. We do have the R from both our teams here, so we are going to go right back in here. On the Colosseum, we do have the Nessie's taking that fight and taking the bot back, but they haven't even touched the bot yet, as Dongwanger's going to be aggressive here and just stall his control for as long as he possibly can. He's going to survive his Wrecking Ball. And now Jack could turn for a bit of spam damage. So the point even hasn't been touched yet, and they're looking to get aggressive here. I like to play. They're going to walk forward. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Dongweiler does have this ult really soon, so you could potentially have a minefield advantage coming in here, maybe to counter the Kiriko ult, but we'll have to see if you can make it in time.
I mean, Yoda is just 1v1ing on the cart with Vin right now, so no cart progress is being gained. As Chartron falls very low, Charmatron is one, and they Falcon die instantly! That's a disastrous play for the Loch Ness Nessies, but the re-engage with the Casino Rush so potentially turnable. Here's Vin falls very low in the cart. However, Centurion gets Rose and Drac, and they do have the minefield out from Dogwaggler. They cannot touch the cart anymore, and the staggers are coming through. That all comes back from the hero play, shutting down Charmatron mid-Valk, and now the stagger on the Vin on the cart. They've got nothing. They both debuffs ults here for a last second. They do have the tactical visor, but can they even touch the cart? They cannot. And that's going to be Tortuga sends to a anticlimactic Mat 5.
You know, I might be fishing for it here, but, you know, another support out canceled when, you know, Charmatron dies during Valk. This one, you know, sometimes that happens with Valk. That's not one you usually call out, but, you know, I gotta say it with how many ults have been canceled so far this series. But, you know, so far I'm 4 for 4. Every single game I've casted has gone to a Mat 5, so, you know, I can only cast bangers apparently, so glad to see it.
We'll have to see if the Mat 5 can live up to all the hype. Do not go anywhere. Mat 5's around the corner. live.
Still alive, Fred.
All right. So Angel had just finished a quiz. We're gonna take some bets as to what they got. I'm gonna say 74%.
It's out of 10 points, so.
Oh, I'm gonna say 70. I think you got 7 at least.
Okay, 7. Okay, I'm submitting it. Let's go. Shiitake mushrooms on Tuesday. I got a 100%.
Yo.
Let's fudge and go. The last quiz in this class didn't go great, so that's a W.
Anyway, before we move on to our map 5, I want to point out, the stats don't really say everything for this player in the last map, but Cupcake was the player I want to stand out there on Coliseo. The slept, I think, 3 ultimates. Then when they Vikos dived on him, they killed him, so, 4.5k damage, 8.2k healing, 17 elims, and 4 deaths for a support player in 10 minutes is pretty superb, especially on Ana.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Getting so much value out of the Sleep Dart. That's where a majority of the value comes in on a hero like Ana, getting value out of the Sleep Darts, out of the anti-nades, which we know Cupcake did super well. And coming to this series, we have the side of the Tortuga Team 2 returning back to this Yoda tank comp after an excellent performance coming out from Dong Wagler. Kind of moving back towards this Brawl comp that, they know and love. But opting for the Junker Queen this time instead.
The Junker Queen? No, they're going back to Reinhardt. The swap is a little too late. There's no tank there for the team right now. Okay, Yoda has to turn the fight here, but the space kind of already been claimed right now for the side of the Nessies as Tortuga's trying to move back forward here. But Vikos has a bit of an off angle to spam him through a little bit. But the hack comes through from Jack on a Vikos. The immortal Jack Sombra has to turn to the point. And nice wall from Dong Wangler. Force out a Suzu, but the response from the Nessies has been good here. They don't allow too much value to come out of that. Vikos does get isolated a little bit here, though. But so does Dong Wangler. The point is being capped, though, right now for Tortuga. Vim returns to the point right now. And, yeah, it's kind of desperation charge there from Yoda. Not get too much value out of that. The point's going to flip right back over. And the Nessies have taken our first point there. They played that, I'd say, to perfection. They took that wall, they used the Suzu in time, and they stayed alive and re-engaged. Yeah,
great job from them. At least for the side of Tortuga Team 2, you do get a little bit of a cap percentage, just has kind of a little consolation coming in. But, Yoda is on this Ryan still into the Orisa comp, which, Vind is an extraordinary Orisa player. Which, Orisa kind of a counter into Reinhardt. It makes it very difficult for this Reinhardt to get value, so we'll have to see if Yoda can make it work.
Vikos caught a bit a little too aggressive there, forced to retreat. The window from Cupcake, they try getting space with it right now, but Vikos trying to stop him right there, but Yoda gets a swing in through. Sometime now Dong Wangler through this window can put through a lot of damage. However, Aurora has this overclock. Looks to take down the opposite number. Can't quite find the blows. We'll finally get one. Yoda falls weak as low, as well as a slide from Vind. Puts him all so weak in lore. Finishes it off. 4K from lore. Vind takes one on Jack, but that's going to be a lore fight right there with the overclock.
Yeah, great play from him with the overclock. Vind also committing that result, but, you win a fight with 2 ultimates, which, isn't bad at all. Coming into this, Jack will have this EMP online. We know he's gotten so much value with them in the past, but maybe a little bit more difficult to get value into it against an Orisa comp.
Oh.
Does a lot less.
The Javelin lands there on a Jack. Here comes a Casino Rush, but Jack's ready to re-engage here with the EMP, but Dong Wangler falls as Vind goes on the aggro route with the Casino Rush. Looks like the move to point has been called for Jack at least, but they're there to meet them, and Vikos gets the kill before Jack uses the EMP. So it looks like the Tortugas are going to be sent packing yet again as the Vind just standing still, melting down Yoda. And there comes the boop as Vin gets Chummy off the map. Chummy had the beat, but it's last for territory, and the Nessies look like they have the gall to cake this year.
Yeah, Hayden with the early commit with the carry code, up in the tempo, which is great from him. But coming into this, we got to see who can get this touch here. 10% left on the point before Nessies take this first point.
Like you said, 10%. Here comes the beat out from Chummy Wummy, and the Shatter is going to lay down 2, and that'll probably be good enough there for the point to flip it. It's just a sad Vikos who can just barely get the wall climb off in time to get out with their life. Vind just on the point. Sad horse hours. But it is not the worst thing. You use 0 ultimates if you're the Nessies, so.
Yeah, the Nessies have to be happy with that fight. You have, you use no ultimates, and the side of the Tortuga Team 2 uses Shatter, EMP, as well as Beat going into it. And you're going to have a big ult advantage. You could potentially just look for a Beat Blade engage and just kind of hyper-aggressive off of it.
Domware trying to build it towards this tire. Oh, but someone's in the trap! The window comes out from Cupcake, and the junk pellet's going right through it. It forced this bit of a split right now. The supports are kind of isolated from their squad. They can't really engage right now with the team. However, it looks like they're able to get back there just in time for the re-engage. Dawnwanger has his tire. Could look to pop it right here. Yes, he does. Goes right over on top of it. Looks to slam it down. A huge Suzu! Keeps both supports in the fight there. A huge Suzu from Hayden. And yeah, here comes the kills off the ultimates. But that all goes back. That was a huge play from the support player. Woo! Glad I caught that.
Hayden gets the Suzu off perfectly in time. If he didn't land that, I think Flamdog might have Ajax there. Don't know for sure.
They would have, yes.
It would have been close. Oh my goodness. But just some last second retouches coming in from the side of Tortuga Team 2, but this is all she wrote coming in here. Nessies taking this first point in a very dominant fashion. You know, obviously the side of Tortuga Team 2 did get the 63%, but you know, that was kind of just based off of them slamming all their ultimates into the last fight and hoping it worked, and you know it did work, but they didn't force out anything from the side of the Loch Ness Nessies, so the next fight was just free for them.
That was, however, theoretically the best point for the Nessies. So glad they're able to take that, because now they're walking into, you know, like a May style composition, which we've seen Don Wangler really enjoys playing. But they may be taking less Junkrat, playing like a double spam look with Jack going back over onto the Pharah. But that was kind of the one map Jack couldn't play Pharah, so that's theoretically the worst look. So hopefully the Nessies got that clutch gene in them. They got that dog. Hashtag into their cat-based team. But
got that dog bone emoji. But we do have something interesting coming out here. They have a Reinhardt comp with a Pharmacy. You know, a little bit of anti-synergy coming through, so we'll have to see if they can make it work. If it's anyone, it can be Jack and Yoda. Great players in these respective heroes.
Oh, Yoda falling so weak there as Vin goes very aggressive for it on an early immortality field. But they find Hayden. Hayden tried to go and help Vin keep him stay alive, and now here comes a spam out from Jack on the high ground. Just pelting him down. Flamdog's 1 HP! And so is Laura. Oh, but Laura gets a kill mid-slide! And I think it looks like that Vind and Vikov have yet again managed to be the dynamic duo on the point and hold it down, and they're going to get this 4th point capture.
Yeah, great play from them, you know, playing hyper-aggressive, forcing Yoda to get low very quickly, which, you know, this comp is kind of relying on the Pharah to do a lot while kind of baiting the Ryan, so Yoda just has to make sure he lives long enough for Jack to get value.
The pin out from Yoda, though, kind of gets isolated, but Jack finds Hayden again. Hayden's first pick yet, but they do lose. It's a 2 for 2. Jack is on a bit of a flank angle right now. I can't find anybody who's alive. Laura finds 2. And now it's just a very sad Pharmacy with a very highly charged Laura. Look at him down. I mean, Jack is still alive, but for how much longer? As Laura is trying to pelt him down with this charge. It goes down.
Laura just is so clean on the hit scan, landing that headshot onto Chamiwami. I don't know if you got the POV of that, but that was absolutely insane. Coming into here, Laura has the overclock, can get so much value with it, but thankfully Yoda makes the swap off to Ryan. Was getting absolutely no value, if we're being honest. Didn't really do anything at all, so glad to see him making swaps, a little bit of adjustment coming through here, but we're going to have to look for a hero play from someone on the side of Tortuga Team 2 to win this fight.
Yeah, looking for perhaps an early blade, but here comes the overclock out from Lore. Looks to get the kills. Jack using that barrage. Curious of space, but Chubby caught out, and Lore slides in for the 2K. Jack will shut down the Reign of Terror, but I think it's going to be not nearly enough, as Vind has his ultimate as well if needed. But the Terror Surge doesn't look like it's even necessary here, as Yoda sends himself to the glue factory. And yeah, just one overclock, one fight win. And now there's nothing for the side of Tortuga. They have Mercy, they have Valkyrie, and that's it.
Yeah, Valkyrie not the most dominant ultimate, whereas the side of the Nessies have, you know, a Resoul dominant ultimate, Genji Blade dominant ultimate, Beat very good defensive ultimate, and even the Coalescence coming up very soon, so we're going to need something, a pop-up play from someone. I don't know.
The cost was like 20 HP before he got that heal bunker thing, got that off. Jack falls very low here. But Chummy able to get the heals up with that Valkyrie. It's now it's a 1v1 on the Genjis. Dawnwanger falls low, and Vikovs asserts dominance on the Genji. And here's the blade on the point, finds Chummy mid-dash. Flamdog falls before they can even use it, and that's going to be all she wrote. The Loch Ness Nessies. They send off the Team Tortugas with a bit of a whimper, but the Nessies remain undefeated here.
Yeah, a pretty dominant map in total coming out from the Nessies, but, you know, I got to shout out the Tortuga team too. They're probably to be pretty low on the power ranks, but they showed up here. They played super well. You know, they almost won their second match in a row. First match went good, map 5. This map, another really good series, but, you know, a few different fights, maybe a few less beats lost. You know, this could have gone a completely different way, and they could have won the series.
I think what we learned is we still have no idea what the power rankings are for either of these teams.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Map 5 Kings of the Nessies remain supreme. Cat team supremacy here in Aurora. Now we have to decide the almighty question. Who is the most valuable player of this match? There are quite a few players you can shout out here from the side of Loch Ness Nessies, but I want to hear your opinion first here.
I mean, when you're looking at it, I think you have to give it to one of the, the DPS in this pool. Either Vikhovs or Lore, both popping out from their respective heroes. Vikhovs going absolutely insane early on in the series. Lore coming alive later, but both of them consistently dominant throughout the series. Although Hayden did have some really huge plays on the support, especially in that last map. He had some heroic bat plays too, so I think it's kind of a toss-up. I'm going to let you decide it because I can't make a decision.
It's a tough one. I would like. I mean, think about Hayden, but that could be just some recency bias because I caught that excellent Suzu on the junk tire. So I think Laura got it last time in the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to Vikhovs because why not? Vikhovs on the Genji was a stellar player throughout the entire series. And I think definitely has earned player of our match. So go ahead and bring him in for a quick interview. Hello. There he is, Vikhovs, player of the match. Congratulations on the victory, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? Great game.
Yeah, man, that's what kind of ask your opinions on that real quick. Like, the quick game you come up with map 5 last map aside from just insane game most sides.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, no doubt that we're getting really good games this season. Every game thus far. Maybe we'll get every single game to 3-2. Hopefully, because that's always more fun. But no, we were playing really well. We were always coordinating the dives really well. And if it weren't for Vind with me on the dives, I think that we definitely would have lost a lot of our power. Laura was also insane in the back. Like everyone I couldn't take down, Laura was just taking care of them. So it's really nice that I can always rely on them. And in the back, I know that behind me, they're always gonna hold their own.
Okay, Angel.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely incredible play from you tonight. Your blades are absolutely insane, especially your one. I want to shout out. I believe you Ajax 3 beats so far this series, as well as you took down a Pharmacy, single-handedly. So,
yeah,
great job. You. Maybe some mistimed beats, but either way, you made pop-off plays happen.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to making more of those happen.
Before I ask the El Clasico, I do want to, hype you up a little bit with your own stats. So we got them on the screen right now. For almost 45k damage done, 64 final blows to 122 elims to only 32 deaths. You got the 2-for-1. You got that Valorant KD in the final blows to death ratio. So that kind of just shows how dominant of a performance I think you have. But again, it's not just all you. Vind helping you in that backline. I know I tried to coin some kind of phrase for you two in this Genji on this Winston. I'll keep working on it, but and then your DPS partner Laura, of course, I got player of the match last week, so I think the Nessies are definitely a team to look forward to. You're still that team that I'm not quite sure where to put you in the power rankings because you got to map 5 both times, but you're a scary team to look forward to when you guys are clicking all cylinders. So I'll go ahead and ask El Clasico, if you could not get player of the match, who would you give it to and why on your team?
Actually, again, this might be kind of recency bias, but I'd give it to Hayden for that crazy Suzu in the end. That was actually insane. Because I thought we were all dead there. So I don't know. All throughout the game, Hayden was there to help me. And even at the end there, when I thought everything was lost, he would come through with a Suzu. So it might be a little bit of recency bias, like you said, but I'd give it to him.
Yeah, no, I think I'm glad we were able to catch that on broadcast as well. We got the POV of the Suzu to keep that tire away from killing your team. So glad we were able to catch that. Support supremacy there from Hayden. So, yeah, I think a great play from him. A great shout out. He was my second pick. But I think just the Genji consistency throughout the entire series is what got it for me. So, again, congratulations on the win. 2-0 in the season. And look forward to your future matches.
Thank you, guys. Same. Go Nessies.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on the broadcast tonight. I need to check what our next match is going to be. I think we have one tomorrow.
Tuesday? Oh, tomorrow.
We do have one tomorrow. It's going to be the Paris Paper Planes and the Rotterdam Red Pandas are going to be tomorrow at 9 p.m. CST. Not sure if we have a broadcast lineup for that or not, but if we do, I'll make sure to let you guys know. If not, we have one on Wednesday between the chilling chimps. I think I had one more chili in there than needed. But first, the Junkyard Dogs and the Random Jimmies and Munich Mice moved all the way to Friday of this week. So we still have week 2 action basically the entire week here in the Aurora Overwatch class. So stay tuned for that. Angel, any words before we send us off?
Yeah.
Good enough. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Hopefully have a great rest of your stay safe, stay healthy, have a great rest of your evening. Bye guys.
Goodbye.